start, I just want to say a few weeks ago, I saw Fran and I told her how nervous I was. And she said to me, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not expecting it to be funny." Thanks, babe. For those of you who don't know me, that sucks for you. I'm Wendy and I am Fran's line manager. I've known Fran since 2016, first meeting her when she was a student midwife. They say friends are the family you choose, but I think Fran would tell you I didn't give her a choice. Don't ever leave me. So, what can I say about Fran? Well, she's a woman of few words. Not a problem for us, however, given how much I like to talk. It does mean she is always there to listen, loyal to her core, and always has your back. One of my favourite qualities of hers is how generous and thoughtful she is. She knows my love language is gifts. Husband, take note. I will just let the fact that multiple women in this room today chose Fran to be at their births speak to what a remarkable and dedicated midwife she is.
What are your confidence, spirit levels?
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ryan, and I've been friends with Andy since we were 14. And I'm delighted to be his best man today as we celebrate the marriage of Fran and Andy, or Frandy, as they will now forever be known. We've been best friends since year 9 of secondary school, and when we met, I was at a point in my life where I felt really out of place. But I really like music, and one day I went into assembly and there was this group of nerds that got up in front of everybody and played a cover of The Darkness Is I Believe in a Thing Called Love. But they didn't have a singer, and so the whole thing was a bit weird. So I asked if I could join their band, and suddenly I had a new group of friends who were totally at ease with who they were. The four of us discussed Andy's plans to propose to Fran in the usual way, while playing video games online on a Sunday evening. How else would you do it? But I remember thinking how exciting it was, and how excited he was about it. And it doesn't seem like much time has passed since then, but of course it has. In 2008, we lost Phil, Andy and Saz's dad and Lynn's husband, and when he passed, I can remember not knowing how best to support them all when they were enduring such a terrible loss far too soon. And I can remember going to Andy's house for the first time after it happened and wondering what I could possibly say or do to help. But we did what we always did, we played video games and we made each other laugh. And in the months and years after, I remember being incredibly proud of how stoic and gracious they all were in their own ways while dealing with that unthinkable sadness. Phil would be incredibly proud of you today, Andy, and I am too.
So this may be the first time a bride's line manager has ever done a speech at her wedding. So as your line manager, I would like to offer you some feedback as part of your appraisal. You look fucking spectacular. That's it, that's your appraisal done. Yeah. So I'd best finish the speech off with the story of how they met, given I was there. I'm going to just use old WhatsApps to tell it. Messages from Fran to me. If I'm bailing, it's because I'm covered in snot. I know you think I'm making excuses, but I'm full of cold. And lastly, shall we cancel tonight then? Bitch, you're about to meet your future husband, you can't cancel.
No. Told you I would. Fine.
It's not often you get to celebrate your partner in front of all your friends and family. Andy, I'm so thankful for you, for making me smile, for making me laugh, and for making me happy. You have the biggest heart. Nothing is too big or too small of an ask. You love me unconditionally, even if I use the caps lock key. Your mum has raised you into a man that I know that not only she is immensely proud of, but who your dad would be proud of as well.
Fran, you have so many amazing qualities. You're the most selfless, caring and beautiful person I know. Your ability to go above and beyond for anyone, but especially those you care for, is one of your most incredible qualities. You're my best friend and my favourite person. You're more than I could ever have hoped for. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know.
You are thoughtful, kind, caring and supportive. You show me love every day. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that we will have fun, whether it be Nerf wars, commando crawls, or dancing in the kitchen.
I don't know what life brings or where we'll be, but knowing that you'll be by my side through it makes me the happiest man in the world. We've already made so many amazing memories together, and I can't wait for a lifetime more as husband and wife. I love you with all my heart.
Let's raise a toast. Congratulations to my husband for having me as your wife. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. We have had the most amazing day so far. To have all you here celebrating us is just amazing and means so much. To the bridesmaids, you've all been amazing and brought your own flair to the role. Hype, chaos, and calm. Wendy, I literally wouldn't be stood here today as Mrs. Longhurst if it were not for your insistent nature that I just had to meet Andy. I'd never been on a blind date before the 2nd of February 2018, but I was told that there was this really great guy who I had to meet, as both Chris and Wendy thought we would get on. I was told he was much better in person than he was over message. Needless to say, the night was a huge success. We hit it off, and the next day we managed to exchange a whopping 272 messages. So I guess we were both keen. It would be 6 years ago tomorrow that I accidentally called you my boyfriend. And now today I get to call you my husband. Woo!
Chris and Wendy, as Fran mentioned, were actually the ones who introduced us 6 years ago. Fran had a really bad cold, and Wendy had finally managed to get her out. We had a fantastic night out, getting to know each other, talking about bands we loved, queuing up the jukebox, and both claiming to be the best at pool.
Well, I can vividly remember the time when Andy met Fran. We went to stay with Andy for a weekend, and he explained that he'd just been on a date with a girl that he'd met through Chris and Wendy. And I remember when I first met Fran, I thought she was a breath of fresh air, and I remember thinking that they just seemed to fit together. A friend of mine who is much smarter than me told me that a good partner is someone who brings out the best in you. And that's certainly true for me, and it's also true of Fran and Andy. So if you'll charge your glasses, here's to friendship that endures, here's to partners that bring out the best in each other, here's to absent friends and family, and here's to Frandy. Cheers.
I was worried when they first met it would be awkward, but within 10 minutes of sitting down, they'd bonded over a prominent vein in my forehead, and then spent the rest of the evening taking the piss out of me when they weren't attached to the lips. Since that night, the public displays of affection never stopped. We can't even have dinner together without them affectionately touching. But I think this only serves as a reminder of how in love they are, and it will never stop being a joy to see them together. Your happiness is contagious, and I'm utterly ecstatic to be part of your wedding. I just know that your marriage is made to last forever. Andy, thank you for loving my best friend in the way that you do. Fran, thank you for letting me be your best friend.
I didn't have a choice.
So, please raise your glasses for the bride and her bestie. To Fran and Wendy and Andy.
My dearest Fran.
Dearest Andy.
I hope you've had an amazing morning and aren't too nervous. I know I will be. But for all the right reasons, I can't wait to marry the love of my life.
I remember how big my smile was after I got home the night after we first met. Fast forward 6 years of doing life together and I'm still smiling.
It feels like the 6 years we've known each other have flown by, and I can't wait to spend the rest of them with you.
You are the most incredible person, and I don't tell you often enough that you made my life so much better.
Let's keep making up silly nicknames, dancing around the kitchen, shooting each other with Nerf guns, and all other things we do to show each other just how much we love each other.
I don't know what our future holds, but I'm excited to start the next chapter today with the man that lives here.
Can you believe we're getting married today? I can't wait to see you in a few hours.
The day has finally come, and I literally cannot wait to see you standing at the top of the woodland aisle waiting for me. If I rush down the aisle, know it's because I can't wait to be stood by your side holding your hand, ready to say 2 little words and become husband and wife.
They say you don't marry someone you can live with, you marry the person you can't live without, and I know exactly what they mean. Marrying you is the easiest decision I've ever made.
So please don't stress, take a breath, and let's get wed.